Hey everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Julie, and today we're going to be talking about, for curly haired parents. I get a lot of questions from parents who have curly haired children asking me what I do for my curly hair, how I take care of it, what products I use, how I comb my hair, how I style it, all this kind of stuff. And I figured that it would be really useful for first-time parents who have children with curly hair to hear this advice firsthand. My mother had no idea how to manage my hair when I was a kid. We used several different products and different techniques and just tried out as much as we could. The first thing that I want you guys to keep in mind is that everybody has a different curl pattern. Curls come in all shapes and sizes, just like people. Nobody quite has the same curly pattern, as similar as they might be. Every individual is going to have different style of curls. So with that in mind, it's really important to understand that not all curls are going to react or respond the same to every product, to any given product. So definitely keep that in mind when you're testing out different products or when you hear suggestions from different parents or from different curlies. Just remember that all curl patterns are different and not every person is going to respond to the same product. So with that being said, I think it's very important to familiarize yourself with the different styles of curl patterns. If you've ever seen a curl pattern chart, it measures, I believe, from A1 or A0, something like that, to maybe to like C4C. So it goes anywhere from 0A, which is, I believe, just straight hair. It's not even, you don't have any kind of curls, it's just straight hair. And it measures out all the way to 4C. So within that spectrum, you're going to get all kinds of different curl patterns. It's really important to understand curl patterns and to know what curl pattern your child kind of falls into. That is going to help you in the long run determine what products and what styling processes are going to be best for your child's hair. Figuring out what works best for your child's hair is a matter of experimentation. There are going to be lots and lots of opportunities to find different products and to test different techniques out, and it really just boils down to trying new things and being open to new possibilities, new products, and new ways of doing things. It doesn't all just come overnight. As much advice as you can get from different people who have curly hair or who have gone through styling curly hair, not everyone is the same, and so some things are going to work more than others, and some things might not work at all. So it's just really important to keep an open mind and to understand that this is a lifelong learning process. I'm still learning so many things about my hair, and I'm 25 years old, and I'm still experimenting with my hair, experimenting with new products and styling processes. So just really keep that in mind as you start going through this journey. Tip number 1 is choosing the right styling tools for your curly haired child. Especially for curly hair, it's not typical to use kind of brittle brushes or several comb brushes or lots of teeth brushes. I would have to say that the best styling tool for curly hair is a wide tooth comb brush. A wide tooth comb. I have used one of these my whole life. My mom used to use this with me because she just found it was way easier to detangle my hair with a wide comb as opposed to, a thin comb or a bristle brush or any kind of comb that had a lot of teeth in it. This just always seemed to work naturally. One of the things that I do personally is comb my hair in the shower. So while I'm in the shower, I condition my hair. I leave the conditioner on for a few minutes, and right before I'm about to rinse the conditioner off, I either use my wide tooth comb to detangle my hair, or I just run my fingers through my hair and just kind of get the knots out of there. That is something that I personally have found has worked very well for me, but that's not something that every curly likes to do. I know a lot of curlies who prefer combing their hair outside of the shower because it feels better for their hair type. So going off of using the proper styling tools, you also want to make sure that you are combing your hair at the right time. Curly hair tends to be most flexible, and you tend to work better with it when it's damp. You want to try to get their hair going right after they get out of the shower, or if they haven't showered, you want to make sure that it's sufficiently damp, that you're wetting it with maybe some hair spritzer, a little bit of water, something that's just gonna help dampen the hair. It's just so much easier to style curly hair when it's damp. You can actually detangle the hair. It's not gonna frizz up because it's still wet. It's gonna you're gonna retain the ringlets. It's not gonna frizz out or get all crazy. It's just one of those things. It's just one of those things with curly hair. If you do decide to comb curly hair while it's dry, just be aware that that's gonna produce more of a frizzy, froed out look. So it's definitely going to be more of a fro, and if that's what you're going for, totally by all means do it. One of the things to just keep in mind if that's what you're going to be doing is to be gentle with the hair, because combing curly hair while it's dry does tend to provoke breakage, and obviously that's not the healthiest thing for hair. You don't want to have split ends and breakage going on, so just be really cautious when you're doing that. Tip number 2, moisture is key. Curly hair loves moisture. I'm sure you guys have noticed that curly hair will completely absorb water as soon as it comes in contact with it. It loves being moisturized and having good products in it that it can absorb, because that ultimately keeps the ringlets perfect and keeps the hair smooth and frizz-free and detangled and just luxurious and quenched and beautiful. One of the things to keep in mind with moisture though is that it can weigh the hair down, and if you're getting too much moisture, it'll actually start to derail your curl pattern. So instead of having those perfect little spiral ringlets, you're going to start to see the hair weigh down, and it's going to start to actually look a little bit straighter than it really is. So just keep that in mind in terms of moisture, and if that is something that starts to happen or you see happening, reach for a protein-based product. Protein and moisture are two things that curly hair really need to thrive and survive and look their best. So protein obviously is used to help the hair grow stronger, help it retain its structure, help with anti-breakage, help with split ends, and just help rejuvenate the curls in general. Moisture is there to keep them soft, keep them supple, keep them bouncy and voluminous and just looking their best. So definitely reach for both protein-based and moisture-based products. That's going to be the key to really having your child's hair absolutely gorgeous. If you take nothing else out of this video, just use leave-in conditioner for your child's hair or for your own hair. It's really great for curly hair in general. I highly recommend it. There are some really great leave-in conditioner products out there. Definitely check out some of my other videos to get some suggestions on which leave-in conditioners have worked really well for me and I suggest for other people. Tip number 3 is something pretty common sense, but I think it's worth sharing because sometimes it's easy to lose sight of the bigger picture. Be gentle with curly hair. Be gentle with your hair. Be gentle with your child's hair. If you're watching this, I am assuming that you are a relatively new parent trying to figure out and tame the madness that is your child's curly hair. You've probably never done this before. You don't have any experience with curly hair, and that is absolutely okay. As easy as I wish it were, it is gonna get hard sometimes. Especially with children, curly hair tends to get really tangled. Sometimes it'll get matted, sometimes they'll get stuff in their hair, sometimes they'll get their hair stuck on certain things. Sometimes they'll try to style their own hair or put product in their own hair that isn't the best thing for them. So my advice to you is just to be gentle, be patient, and be kind with curly hair. I know that it's really tempting to want to straighten or relax their hair or even cut it all off or something, but really just have patience with it. The more that you practice, the more that you're not afraid to just get in there and try new things with curly hair, the better it's going to get and the easier it's going to be. And at some point relatively in the near future, you won't even have to worry about it anymore because they're going to be styling their own hair in those glorious teenage years. So it's not a forever thing, but as of now, it is a right now thing. And you know, again, it's important to just have patience with it. Try to be as gentle as possible when handling curly hair, because it does tend to get tangled up relatively easily. It's very tempting to just want to yank through it and pull on hair and just completely rip out those knots, but try to avoid that as much as possible. Really try to actually run your fingers through the hair and try to detangle any knots or gnats just one by one with your hair, or I'm sorry, with your hands or with a comb. I'm sure that you've heard the term tender-headed at some point or another. It's not necessarily that you're tender-headed or that your child is tender-headed, it's that it does hurt. Like, I know from experience, I know from being the person on the receiving end when my mom was trying to comb through all those tangles in my hair, that it hurts and that it's not easy sometimes. You want to cry. So just try to be as gentle as possible, try to be as patient as possible. And if you can't figure something out, then ask for help or look for help, like you're doing right now. This is great. You're asking and looking for help and resources that are going to help you out in the long run. Okay. Well, those are my 3 main tips for managing your child's curly hair. If you have any questions or comments that you would like to share with me, or any tricks on what you have done to manage your child's curly hair, I would love to hear about them. So feel free to comment below. If you want to stay up to date with any videos that I'm going to be putting out, definitely subscribe to my channel. I'm coming out with new curly hair videos every week, mainly to do with styling products, so leave-in conditioners, regular in-shower conditioners, deep treatments, things like that. But I'm always open to discussing other kinds of curly hair tricks and tips and techniques. So definitely leave a comment if you have any suggestions on further videos that you would like to see. Subscribe if you want to stay up to date with any new videos coming out. And of course, if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button below, and feel free to share this with anyone who you think might find this helpful or relevant. Alright everyone, well, thank you for watching and happy styling!